Hello, my dear students of grade 12, ICSE and CBSE. Hope you are all doing fine. Here we are, the Guru Gauri classes are with the topics, the syllabus of grade 12, right? And so that your preparation for upcoming board examinations 2025 is apt and done perfectly. उसके बाद what will happen is if you are continuously watching these lectures and making the notes accordingly and putting your comments or the questions or the doubts in the comment box, we together can rock, right? So that is why you most welcome to Guru Gauri classes. This is the session we are starting and उससे पहले आप उसको लाइक सब्सक्राइब एंड शेयर कर लीजिए ताकि ये कंटिन्यूटी आपकी बनी रहे, राइट? पुराने वाले एक वीडियो में हम ऑलरेडी बात कर चुके हैं दैट व्हाट इज सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन, राइट? कहाँ कैसे होता है ये? इट इज हैपनिंग इन हायर ऑर्गेनिजम्स, राइट? इट इज बेसिकली द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ एन ऑर्गेनिज्म. एक बार डेफिनेशन फिर से रिपीट कर लेते हैं सो दैट जिनका मिस हो गया है या जिनको नहीं समझ में आया है दे कैन cater to it, they can understand it here. Development of an organism from zygote by fertilization, or you can say fusion of gametes, right? We have also talked of the characteristic features of sexual reproduction wherein the biparental, it happens, it is a basically a biparental kind of reproduction, but there are organisms which are hermaphrodite wherein all both the sexes are present in the same body. However, generally two different sexes have to be there. One is called as the female sex and the other is called as the male sex, right? फिर उसके बाद अब let us get into details of the first is the detail में ही चलते हैं, step wise पता करते हैं, ठीक है? So let us talk about sexual reproduction in plants. Now we all know since grade 6 or 7 or 8 कि sexual reproduction plants कौन से plants में होता है? It is in the highest of the plants which are angiosperms. Why are these plants called as angiosperms? Because they bear flowers, so they are also called as flowering plants, right? They are also called as flowering plants. That definitely means that flower of the plant is the key factor for reproduction. ठीक है? So flower is the key factor for sexual reproduction, right? How that we are going to now talk about, right? So uh, if you see a flower, I'll just show you the diagram as well for your reference, right? Flower basically has four holes. It's not HOLE, it is WHORL, holes. Holes means a group of structures, right? Which can be named as calyx. That is a group of sepals, वो जो plant flower के नीचे जो green color की leaves होती हैं, right? Leaf like structures. Then that is corolla, the colorful petals. Then there is androecium, or the stamen. अब ये है, right? And then the gynoecium, correct? Or we can call it as carpel. So androecium or stamen, or you can say uh, male part of the flower is called as the stamen or androecium. Female part of the flower is called as gynoecium or carpel, right? Now these two, calyx and corolla, that means sepals and petals, are called as the non-essential holes of the flower, right? However, androecium and gynoecium are called as the essential holes of the flower. नाउ इनकी जो ये एसेंशियलिटी है, देखिए ये ऐसे नहीं कि इनको इनकी जरूरत ही नहीं है, अभी द फ्लावर रिक्वायर्स देम, बट they are not directly participating in the sexual reproduction. Now if you see in this diagram, so you can see you can see basically the sepals, which is called as the calyx, the petals, which are called as the corolla. This is the stamen part, which is androecium, actually stamen, right? And this flask like structure is the female part, gynoecium of the flower, right? ये आपके लेबलिंग के लिए भी आ जाता है, ठीक है? तो इसलिए इसको ध्यान रखिएगा. फाइन. So this is how this is the structure of a flower. Now we will directly बहुत ज़्यादा discussion नहीं करेंगे, सीधा चलेंगे कि इस sexual reproduction में के प्रोसेसेस या प्रोग्रेशन कैसे होता है, राइट? तो सबसे पहले वी हैड ऑलरेडी डिस्कस दैट एनी सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन विल हैव अ फेज कॉल्ड, जहाँ पे सारे ऑर्गन्स, गैमीट्स, राइट, एवरीथिंग विल बी प्रिपेयरिंग इटसेल्फ, राइट? सो विच इज कॉल्ड एज द प्री फर्टिलाइजेशन phase, right? What is it called as? Pre-fertilization phase. तो अब हम देखेंगे फ्लावर में प्री फर्टिलाइजेशन फेज क्या होता है. नेचुरली द प्री फर्टिलाइजेशन फेज विल हैपन बोथ इन द एंड्रोशियम, है ना, क्योंकि मेल पार्ट में भी होना है, एंड इन द गाइनोशियम एज वेल. तो पहले पिक कर लेते हैं अपना, पहले लेटस पिक आवर द मेल पार्ट ऑफ द flower, which is androecium, or which we call it as stamen, right? तो एंड्रोशियम और स्टेमन, ठीक है, राइट? लेट अस सी दिस फिगर नाउ, जस्ट सी. सो दिस इज अ stamen जो आपको उसमें भी दिख रहा था, राइट? दिस इज attached to the flower, the thalamus, the below part of the flower, with this bulbous structure. Then there is a long slender stalk, which is called as the filament, and then there is uh, this biconcave, or you can say oval type of structure, which is called as the anther. Now this anther is the important part. You can see a line here. So this anther is called as the bilobed anther, because it shows generally two lobes, right? A bilobed anther. Now bilobed anther, if you cut it from inside, जैसे कि इस डायग्राम में दिख रहा है, so every lobe even has each lobe even has two thecas, right? Two theca, ठीक है? That means in total an anther has four rooms, spaces, lobes, theca, you can say anything, right? So it is basically even, so what terms do we use? ये ध्यान से सुन लीजिए, right? What terms do we use? So for a bilobed anther, we say bilobed, and each lobe is, here each lobe is two theca, that means the term is called as diathecus. So anther is a bilobed, the diathecus structure. ठीक, ये समझ में आया? ओके, नेक्स्ट देखिए, अगर इसको इतने थोड़ा सा डिटेल में जाके देखें, सो स्टेमन यू सी हियर, राइट? द एंथर हैज दीज four corners. It has four micro, they are called as four microsporangia. What are they called as? Microsporangia. These microsporangia will develop into, okay, I'm so sorry, will go slightly up. These microsporangia will develop into pollen sac, मतलब जो pollen grains को hold करेंगे, तो after development they'll grow into the pollen sac, right? यहाँ तक कहानी समझ में आई? ओके, नाउ अगर इस माइक्रोस्पोरेंजिया का थोड़ा सा डिटेल देखें, राइट, अगर हम इसका और सेक्शन कट देखें, दिस वन, चेक ऑन दिस वन, राइट? तो या, सो यू कैन सी, व्हाट यू कैन सी, It has one, two, three, four, three layers upstairs, upwards. One, the outermost layer is epidermis, then the inner layer endothecium, and the third layer, multiple walls, is called as middle layers. All these three layers are protective in nature and all these three layers are protective in nature and helps the anther at the time of dehiscence so that pollen grains can be thrown out. Right now you can see some cells out here. They are called as microspore mother cells. That means definitely these microspore mother cells are going to develop into microspores, that is the pollen grains, right? And then you can see a layer with this microspore mother cell, which is called as tapetum. The cells of tapetum have very dense cytoplasm, right? The cells of tapetum has very dense cytoplasm, and इट हैज़ अ डेंस साइटोप्लाज्म। और इसका एक ज़रूरी काम होता क्या है डेंस साइटोप्लाज्म का, कि इसमें न्यूट्रिशन बहुत सारा होता है। सो टेपेटम बेसिकली माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल्स को न्यूट्रिशन देने का काम करते हैं, सो दैट दे कीप नरिशिंग एमएमसीज लाइक माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल्स, ठीक है, सो विद द न्यूट्रिशन सो दैट दे कैन ग्रो प्रॉपरली। राइट, यहाँ तक कहानी समझ में आई? Any concern, any question? If you have, please put it in the comment box. अब तो ये कहानी समझ में आने लगी है, तो लाइक सब्सक्राइब शेयर कर लीजिए। राइट नाउ एंड्रोशियम की कहानी समझ में आई। सो देयर आर दीज MMCs, right, and these MMCs will convert into a pollen grain। ठीक, नाउ अभी हमने डायग्राम में ही देखा, विल गो बैक टू द डायग्राम अगेन, दैट इससे ऊपर वाला, let's see here, you can see that in these tissues, even in the microspore, in a young anther, there are a group of homogeneous cells, right? A group of homogeneous cells. Sorry, it has shifted here due to some problem. I don't know, some technical issue, right? But I can show it to you here only. So due to some, sorry, these homogeneous types of cells in between, you can see it here. Can you? Right. So these all homogeneous types of cells are called as sporogenous tissues, right? And these sporogenous tissues, these sporogenous tissues, right? So I'll give you a clarity. तो जो यंग एंथर होता है जिसमें चारों तरफ माइक्रोस्पोरेंजिया हैं, राइट, ऐसे करके, and it has a lot of layers. I'll make all the four of them like this, right? And it has lot of cells here and then layers here, and then you can see lot of things here. तो ये जो homogeneous kind of cells हैं in the center, right, they are called as sporogenous tissues, right? Sporogenous tissues. Now these sporogenous tissues have the capacity to undergo meiotic division, meiosis करते हैं ये, ठीक है, and then they form microspore tetrad. Tetrad matlab 4 cells, right? I'll show you. So this is the microspore tetrad, ठीक है, देखिए अब 4 cells हैं, ठीक है, चारों में अपना अपना न्यूक्लियस है। So this is a microspore tetrad. Every microspore tetrad has the capacity to grow into microspore, right? So every first of all, every sporogenous tissue has the capacity to undergo meiosis and give rise to microspore tetrad. Every cell of the microspore tetrad can become the microspore. तो स्पोरोजिनस टिश्यूज को हम माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल्स या पोलन मदर सेल्स भी कह सकते हैं। एंड द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ माइक्रोस्पोर्स from the sporogenous tissues is called as, the process is called as microspore. Microsporogenesis. I hope this is very clear to you. Microsporogenesis means formation of pollen grain or formation of microspore from sporogenous tissues to microspores, right? From sporogenous tissues. अंडरस्टूड. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इज नेक्स्ट देखिए, अब क्या होता है कि जब ये माइक्रोस्पोर टेट्रा डहिस हो जाता है, डहिस मींस ब्रेक हो जाता है बिकॉज ऑफ द फेवरेबल कंडीशंस, बिकॉज ऑफ द डिहाइड्रेशन, राइट? मैं डिहाइड्रेशन को फेवरेबल कंडीशन क्यों कह रही हूँ, क्योंकि वो मेच्योर हो चुका है तब तक. सो इट हैज टू एक्चुअली गो एंड क्रिएट pollen so that the sexual reproduction can be progressed, right? So now when it dehisces the microspore tetrad, becomes a every cell of the tetrad becomes a pollen grain, right? Now what is pollen grain? इंटरेस्टिंग है ये. तो अगर देखा है वेरी गुड, नहीं देखा है तो प्लीज करिएगा ऐसा. टेक अ हिबिस्कस और टेक अ रोज, ठीक है? एंड उसके ऊपर जो ये स्टेमन्स मैंने दिखाए थे उसके ऊपर आपको दिखेंगे कुछ छोटे 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 बहुत सारे ऐसे पाउडरी सब्सटेंस. आप उसको जब हाथ में ले लेंगे सो यू विल सी very small particles which has come on your hand, and those small particles are the pollen grains, right? Pollen grain is actually the male gametophyte जो क्या करेगा, एग्जैक्टली सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन में पार्टिसिपेट करेगा, फर्टिलाइजेशन में पार्टिसिपेट करेगा, ठीक है? इट इज जनरली अ येलोइश पाउडरी सब्सटेंस, ठीक है? ऐसे देखने में नेकेड आई से. Now if you see it from the microscope, with the help of microscope, you will see sorry, you will see two layers here. One is called as the exine, outer side, which is very 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 hard, right? So one is called as the exine, the outer layer. I'm so sorry. And the inner layer is called as the intine. So outer layer of the pollen grain is called as exine, and the inner layer of the pollen grain is called as intine. Exine is very important. Why? Because it is hard, right? It is actually the hardest organic material known till today. ठीक है? Even scientists have not found any hardest organic material than exine, and that is why pollen grains को एसिड्स में, अल्कलीज में, हाईएस्ट ऑफ द टेम्परेचर्स में, एंजाइम्स में किसी से भी कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. इट रिमेन्स एज सच. इट बिकम्स स्लाइटली इनएक्टिव in unfavorable conditions, but then it again becomes active, right? So, and why is it that way? Because exine is made up of a substance which is called sporopolanin, राइट? स्पोरोपोलानिन. लेकिन इंटरेस्टिंगली एक्साइन पूरा कॉन्टिन्यूअस लेयर नहीं है. उसमें एक छोटा सा पॉइंट ऐसा होता है जहां पे स्पोरोपोलानिन नहीं होती है. दैट मीन्स वी कैन कॉल इट एज जर्म पोर. व्हाट वी कैन कॉल इट एज जर्म पोर. कहानी समझ में आ गई? right, है ना? So it might help in fertilization. We'll see how. The another inner wall is intine, which is a continuous layer, a very thin layer, and it is normally made up of cellulose and pectin. That means protein and carbohydrates, right? Cellulose and pectin. Right? Now, if you see, we go back to the figure. If you see the so vacuole is there, nucleus is there, so that also confirms us that it is a cell. Now if you see the mature pollen grain, this one, the last figure, you can see there are two cells, one bigger with an irregular nucleus is the vegetative cell, and the other, slightly smaller, is spindle shaped, right? And has a proper nucleus, right? That is the generative cell, right? Vegetative cell, why is it bigger? It is bigger because vegetative cell is bigger because it has food reserves in it. So this is the vegetative cell with an irregular nucleus. However, generative cell is slightly smaller. So you can call it as vegetative cell, bigger with food reserves, and this is the generative cell, right? अब जब ये दोनों cells आ जाते हैं ना, that means the pollen grain is a mature pollen grain and ready to get going, यानी it is ready to be shed off from the stamen, from the anther, right? So but उससे पहले कुछ फ्लावर्स में ऐसे भी होता है कि दिस जेनरेटिव सेल, right, this generative cell divides mitotically, right, divides mitotically. So generative cells में अंदर ही mitotic divisions हो जाते हैं, and then this cell divides into, this cell divides into actually now two male gametes, or right. So that means pollen grain जब दहिस हो रहा है तो वो एक कैसा स्ट्रक्चर है? It is a three celled structure. The three cell structure consists of one vegetative cell, and two male gametes. I hope you have understood it right. Tick. Now once they are shed off, they can land on where? The female part. They can land on the female part, which is called as stigma, right? जिसका भी हम थोड़ी देर में बात करने जा रहे हैं. इन वेरी जनरल आई विल टेल यू pollen grains. अच्छा, लेकिन इंटरेस्टिंगली pollen grains की अपनी एक वायबल लाइफ होती है. मतलब जब तक वो फर्टिलाइजेशन के लिए रेडी होते हैं एंड दे कैन लैंड एंड देन proceed, otherwise they they become inactive, right? So that is called as pollen grain viability. एग्जाम्पल, राइस एंड व्हीट की pollen grain viability सिर्फ 30 डेज की, 30 मिनट्स की होती है. आई एम सो सॉरी, 30 मिनट्स की होती है. हाउएवर लेग्यूम्स में जो होता है ना, या रोजेस में जो होते हैं, उनके उनमें pollen grain की viability is more than a month or so, right? So basically this is the pollen grain viability. That means in this time period after the dehiscence, after the shedding off from the anther, pollen grain is ready to fertilize or mix with the female part, right? On the other hand, एक और जो pollen grains के बारे में interesting fact है is pollen grains can be protected, राइट. वायबिलिटी अगर खत्म नहीं करना है और आपको पहले से रखना है, जैसे अभी देखो ना, हर सीजन में हर सब्जी मिल जाती है. कैसे मिल जाती है? इसीलिए मिल जाती है क्योंकि अब हम कभी भी फर्टिलाइजेशन करवा सकते हैं, क्योंकि वी कैन सेव द pollen grains, right? Now how can they be protected? They can be put in liquid nitrogen. I should write it this way: liquid nitrogen at a temperature of minus 196 degree Celsius, right? And then this can also be used for hybridization, or what we commonly called as breeding programs, right, to form new varieties, right? So this is all about microsporogenesis, the structure of the male part of flowering plants or the flower, right? We have seen how microspores are formed, how pollen grain is shed, and what is its viability. In the next video, we will be talking about megasporogenesis and the female reproductive part of the flower, right? So revise this properly, make your notes. If there are any questions, as I have been saying continuously, if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, please put it in the comment box. I would love to answer them and help you out, right? In a due course of time, I'll be sharing some question formats also with you so that you are able to understand them and solve them properly and be prepared for your exams, right? Take care, take a short break. We will soon meet again. Yeah.